Hello, Mr. Newland here. Welcome to Guild Wars 1. So I've seen that this game that I bought back in 2005 because a friend had the game back then, recommended it to me. We used to play a lot of MMORPGs or massive multiplayer online role-playing games. Okay, I never really played Guild Wars. I remember just creating a character or two. I think I had like 4 characters, and I started the game and I hard level played. Back then I didn't like the game because I liked role-playing games where you could play against the AI without needing other players. Of course I played a lot of World of Warcraft Classic where we fought together with friends and stuff, but I preferred if there were a focus on PvE or player versus like enemies instead of PvP, like player versus player. And this game had a focus on player versus player. That's why I didn't like this as much. But later this year, actually in the beginning of this year, I found out that Guild Wars 1 actually allows you to play the game single player, and you can have up to 8 companions. You can have 9 player characters, but we have filled up the slots. I did that back in February. I believe in 2000 when I bought the game I created one character, this character. So it's really old, and then I created a few others that I didn't like anymore, so I deleted them. That means that I lost any gifts they have received. Because since 2015, at least for the last 10 years, you get the gifts each year. Since you created your character gets a gift each year. So I deleted them without knowing that they had received any gifts. But when I started the game with this one in February, I saw that it had a lot of gifts, including many smaller pets that follow you around, but they are pretty much just eye candy. They are worthless, they do not help in battle or anything. So it was used for I believe other games like World of Warcraft also have such pets, and they are eye candy, but some people like I believe collecting those pets because some of them are rare, and I believe you get a few every year or so, or one every year. And then I had a really cool gift that transforms the character into the blonde girl of the cover of the North expansion. I don't remember the name. So you can get you can change your character into that character, but whenever you leave a zone, she returns to the original character look, and you need to activate it again. But that character is not of normal size. She was a giant. She was twice the size of a normal human. Okay, so in February I reinstalled this game and reactivated it. It had been deactivated because someone had gotten access to the account and it had been banned. They had to unlock it again. Okay, and I created new characters. I deleted the ones I didn't really like. All of them were level 1. This one was level 1 too. And I deleted all but this one. The only one I thought was still good looking enough to keep. And then I created new ones because I read that you can have 8 characters as a team. So this game is an online multiplayer game, so you're supposed to play one character and play with others, but now you can play with AI companions too, which I didn't know about. It was introduced with the Nightfall Expansion, I believe, that I never bought. I bought the EyeOfTheNorth expansion instead because I believe because of the blonde girl on the cover instead of the Nightfall expansion with the brown girl. But it was a mistake because Factions and Nightfall are standalone expansions, so you don't need another game to play them. And they have unique stories and two different characters from from the others. And so essentially you have Propecies, the first game, where you have like a bunch of characters you can play as and a unique story, and then you have Factions with a new story and 2 additional characters you can play as in addition to the others. And then you have Nightfall, where you have 2 other unique characters and the old ones, but you cannot play the Factions characters in that campaign. So you have like, I believe, 2 unique ones in Factions and 2 unique ones in Nightfall. I don't know if there were any unique ones in the Propecies. Maybe there are 2 unique ones there as well. Meaning you can only use those classes or characters if you play one of the expansions. But there are also like a system where you start as one class and then you can get a secondary class. So you can still become one of those other classes as a secondary class, I believe, the game. So I recreated the characters because I read that I no longer need companions that are players and can instead create my own characters. There are also AI companions you can find in the game, but you could create your own characters and then you can have them as a team, like in a Baldur's Gate game, for example. But the only issue is that you start on level 1 and then you need to reach level 20 before they can join a team with the other characters, and as such you need to level up each and every one of them to level 20 before they can join a team. This game only has level 1 to 20, so 20 is max level, but it's not about reaching level 20, it's about essentially when you reach level 20 you have finished kind of the story and you have a max level character, but that's the end of the prologue of the game. Then you have all the stuff you do together with your teammates, and that's a lot of quests and missions and such that requires a team, because this game is called Guild Wars, and guilds are like organizations where many adventurers gather and form guilds so they can cooperate and do missions and quests and such. And this game focused on that type of stuff. World of Warcraft, for example, had guilds as well, but the focus wasn't on guilds. It was just one of many things you could do in World of Warcraft, but in this game the focus is on the guilds. So the story is just the first 20 levels, and you level up to level 20 alone, essentially, but you can play with others, 2 other players. And if you play the Nightfall expansion you can play with AI companions during the story, but the other 2 companions do not have, the other 2 campaigns do not have companions, but you can play with other players. Okay, and so when we reach level 20 with all the characters, they can be in the same team essentially. That would take a while to beat the prologue with everyone. So I bought all the stuff in this game. Back in the day I bought the Propecies original game, and then I bought the Factions expansion and the EyeOfTheNorth expansion. But EyeOfTheNorth expansion requires you to 1. beat the game before you can reach that expansion. So you need to beat the Propecies campaign or the Factions campaign or the Nightfall campaign. They are standalone, so you only need to beat one of them. You need to beat one of them before you can start the EyeOfTheNorth campaign. And I bought all of those, but I didn't buy Nightfall, which was a mistake. Nightfall was the one that added the feature where you can have your own characters as team members after level 20. Okay, but I bought that in February this year, and yeah, then I created all the characters here, except the old one here, Hotshot Eve. I played a bit with her. Level 6 I have uploaded video on YouTube where I created all the characters except this one and played with the characters. It was the old version of Guild Wars. So, on December 3rd, I believe, 2025, a few days ago, they updated this game into the Guild Wars Reforged edition, which enhances the textures a bit into better resolution, and it updates the game to work with the Steam Deck, like a handheld system using Steam games, and you can play on modern TVs and stuff. I am using a TV as a screen. I did that already back then, but the difference now is that you can go into options and you can change the interface so that text will be very big, so you can read the text when you are in a sofa far away from the TV. The problem earlier with text was that it was so small when using a TV screen that you could hardly read it. So it was essentially necessary to use an old school computer screen to be able to read text clearly. Otherwise you needed to sit very close to the TV to be able to read anything. Now it's adjusted so that you can actually read the text even if you're in a sofa 3 meters from the TV, because the text is bigger. Okay, so Hotshot Eve, she's a ranger necromancer. I don't know if I can change this. I would like to change it maybe. I used to pick the necromancer by mistake, I believe. I might want to change it to warrior. Alright, I'm a Swedish guy, so I am not the best at speaking English. I will get better over time. I believe in 2023 I was really good at it, but you know, when I stop for a while, if I am not doing it for a while, then I get worse. But we will see. I will get back at it. I am very used at, you know, listening to people that speak English. I understand everything they say and have no problems. It's like someone speaking Swedish to me essentially. But speaking English is different because you never do it in Sweden. Because here people speak Swedish. But it's our second language. We just never have any excuse to speak English except if a migrant speaks to you, or if a foreigner speaks to you and not necessarily a migrant but a foreigner, or if you play games on YouTube and want a larger audience to see it. I mean, I do YouTube videos and I speak English in my YouTube videos, but whenever I haven't done it in a while I get worse at it. Because it's a matter of, I believe, feeling, you need to feel good at it, and when you've done it for a while, you start to feel like it's natural, or you get good at it and you feel good. But when you haven't done it in a while, then you think you suck, and as such it will be affected by what you think, I guess. Alright, so Guild Wars 1 released in 2005 with an expansion, Factions released in 2006, and no, Factions I believe released in 2005 as well. Propecies released in early 2005 and Factions in late 2005, and then we had Nightfall in 2006 and EyeOfTheNorth in 2007. And I only bought Nightfall this year, 2025, in February, and bought all the extra stuff that you needed to buy separately, like an additional character slot here, but you still can only have 8 characters in the campaign. You have 9 characters here. That means that one of these won't be in the party. So for example, if we play Hotshot Eve, this character, then we can have 7 others as companions, forming a party of 8, and the 9th character will be omitted because we cannot have 8 party members in addition to our character. The party is 8 characters, and the 9th character is a bonus character that won't be included. That means we can switch out one party member with the 9th one if we want to. Okay, and yeah, I created the characters in February and I played a bit with my oldest character. It made most sense, the Hotshot Eve, the ranger. But there is also a system in this game where it is WinZip bullshit that pops up. Stop. Usually I would shut down WinZip entirely, but for some reason every time I restart the computer that starts to pop up again. I needed it for some mods. Go to Discord and we need to shut down that Vinci bullshit. It doesn't pop up all the time and interrupt the gameplay. My computer has some problems. It's being slow every time I start it for some reason. We really need to shut down WinZip. So every time I restart the computer, this program pops up all the time and wants me to upgrade bullshit and scan stuff. I needed it to extract a mod. I believe some mods can't be extracted by WinRAR, and then I need WinZip to do it. But WinZip has these annoying pop-ups all the time. Where they want you to purchase stuff, because otherwise your computer is infected or bullshit. Alright, so I really want to shut down that. Otherwise it's gonna continue to be a problem. I think it's shut down. Hopefully. Alright, you're back in the game. Alright, because it's really annoying when things pop up all the time saying you need to update because your computer might be infected, blah 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 blah. All they want is they want you to subscribe to their service, and it's bullshit that the computer is infected. Okay, so I played for 6 levels. So in this game, Guild Wars 1, you have you start in Ascalon City in the Propecies campaign, and then in that city it's a hub, so you have other players running around too. But whenever you enter an area to quest in, it's like an instance where only your character is present, unless you have entered a guild or a team with other players when you are in Ascalon City. So the other players won't follow you into the instance unless you are in a party. So it separates, it has like cities, like in World of Warcraft, where people from all over the world are gathered. And then when you do quests, it shuts most of those people out of the place. So there's no issue with like other players killing the monsters or bosses before you do, or taking the gear, etc., or killing you when you are questing and interrupting your progress. Instead, you are left to your own devices and can play with AI companions, or you can bring friends. You can even play with strangers, but you need to form a guild or team inside the city, and then when you enter the instance or area outside of the city, then they can follow you there. But if you are not in a guild or team, then they won't follow you there. When they leave the city and when you leave the city, if you are not in a guild or team, then you enter separate versions of that area, so they won't see you there and you won't see them there. So it's different in that sense. And also there is like the pre-searing and post-searing world. So you play a bit in the pre-searing area in the original game, and then when you activate the searing event, which is like an event where started by a cinematic where most of the world is destroyed and stuff, then after that you cannot go back to the pre-searing, and that's when the game really starts and you do quests and such. But the pre-searing area is more like an open world where everything is nice, and you know, we have it's more like an should I say World of Warcraft, in the sense you have beautiful terrains and stuff, and you can walk around in an open world and do quests, but they have made that pre-searing area a full game in itself. So when we play a character in the Propecies campaign, we can either play the intro prologue and then go straight to the searing and then play the game as intended by the developers originally, essentially finish the story, level up to level 20 and such, and then go to the next character and play them in Factions or Nightfall or another one in the Propecies campaign. But if you play the pre-searing stuff instead, then we can essentially level up to level 20 just playing the pre-searing stuff, and that's essentially you run around in an open world and can get quests from non-playable characters or NPCs, and then you kill monsters and such. It's more like playing it like early World of Warcraft, where you just run to the NPCs and you speak to them, and then they give you quests, and then you run around on the world map and kill monsters, scatter stuff, and go back to the NPCs and hand them the stuff they wanted from the slain monsters and such. So yeah, there is the option to just play the pre-searing stuff for 20 levels, or and explore the map and such, or we can do the story. I think we will, with this character, we'll play the pre-searing stuff and explore and like do quests and such. We do not care about the searing in this version, because I think it's more interesting to explore the original place first, and then with a different character, because we have more than one character for the Propecies campaign. So with a different character, for example this character, she is also a Propecies character, or this character is a Propecies character, all the level 1s are. This one too. We have a Necromancer, Himmelmess, Eidolon. Himmelmess inspired by the Necromancer Himmelmess from the Ragnarok manhwa, which is a Korean manga. I liked the character in it. She was hot, and this one looks similar to her, just less, what should I say, she looks very similar to her. Maybe that character had bigger boobs and showed more skin, but this one is similar. It was made to be like that character. Eidolon just means that she is like, in that manhwa Ragnarok, I believe the gods and Valkyries and such play a big role, the old Norse gods, and Eidolon is like summoned, Eidolon is like a form of god or summoned creature. Anyway, I had to give her a surname, that's why I named her Eidolon. I had no other ideas. Okay, so she is a Propecies character as well. She's a Necromancer. The other one, Hotshot Eve, is a Ranger. I picked the secondary class Necromancer by mistake. I want to change it to Warrior. Okay, so we have Himmelmess 2. We have Callisto Ares, so they are both characters from the Xena Warrior Princess show. Ares is the god of war, the Greek god of war, and Callisto is one of the characters, one of the main rivals of Xena. But yeah, she was made to be like Callisto. I just had to give her a surname, and I was out of ideas. She's a warrior, of course, and she's a Propecies character as well. I only created these characters without playing. I handed in one quest or so in the main city, and then exited. Then we have Jeanne d'Arc, inspired by Jeanne d'Arc. Mesmer, she is level 1, she is also a Propecies character. And we have Henrit Morat, her name inspired by like dark elves. Elementalist, she's a mage and level 1. I only started the game, exited after leaving in one quest or so. So all of these are Propecies characters. That means that if we play with this character doing the pre-searing stuff, until we have done everything. Then with one of these we will instead go straight to the zeroing and experience the original story for real. So we can level up this character level 20 without doing the zeroing and only doing pre-zeroing stuff in the Propecies campaign. Then we pick one of these 4 to do the zeroing stuff, the story of Propecies. So that's my plan. I don't know which one. One of them will be chosen. And then we have the factions campaign, where we have this character, which is my factions character, the one on the cover, but here she has different hair color. She's an assassin style character. And we also have, I believe, 3 other characters. Factions campaign. Neptune. This is inspired by Faerun, Dungeons and Dragons, the territorial war, actually, the Möllerand nation, which is ancient Egypt. She looked like Cleopatra, and I liked those characters, so yeah, this is also factions. So if you play the factions campaign, you can play one of these 2, an assassin and a ritualist. I think we'll go with this one. It's the one on the cover. This one is nice looking. It's a ritualist. They have different classes. Then we have the last one, the Nightfall campaign, which focuses on a people that look similar to her. She's inspired by the girls of Hyrule, Legend of Zelda, Hyrule to the War. I made her to look like a Gerudo girl. But anyway, she's a paragon. And the Nightfall campaign level 2, because we had to do the intro prologue, so we did some stuff. And this campaign is different because we have AI companions. I believe in the early game up to level 20 you have henchmen, which are like weaker allied characters controlled by the AI that you can give commands to. And then when you're level 20 you can have hero characters that are equal in strength to your character but are AI controlled, and those hero characters take up the same slots as your own characters or other players. So you can have hero characters that you meet in the game, or you can have your own created characters under the condition that all of them are leveled up to level 20. So it doesn't work if they are below level 20, and then you can have other players as well. And yeah, this is a paragon from the Nightfall campaign. And then we have this girl inspired by, I live in Sweden. She looks like a Swede. She's in the north, but most of the people there were still colored like this character, but I made a blonde girl. Okay, she's level 2 as well because we had to play through the prologue. I created all the characters and played through the prologues in the previous video. 5 hours. I also played a bit with this character. That's why she's level 6. She was level 1 or so in that video, or level 2 when I started it. I think she was level 1. Okay, so we have all of these, and one of these will play the Nightfall campaign. So essentially we will play pre-zeroing with this one, and then we'll pick one of these for the zeroing. Then we're done with the Propecies campaign. Then we'll pick this girl for the factions campaign, and then I believe we'll pick this girl for the she's a dervish class. We'll pick this one for the Nightfall campaign, and then we will be forced to level up the rest of the characters. We will have to play the factions campaign again as this one, play the Nightfall campaign again, or play the Propecies campaign again with these. But one of the characters won't make it into the teams. We only need to play with 8 out of these 9 characters. Meaning we can cut one character and level up the others. Also, Guild Wars 1 was updated on December 3rd, 2025 with the Reforged update, as I said in the beginning of the video, and In the Reforged update, I believe there are a lot of quality of life improvements and such, gifts and such given to players, and a lot of players have returned to the game. It was very empty when I played, but now they have returned, and let's see, what's this alpha? Okay, so there should be many players in the cities now. We could play with other players, but I don't know anyone, so we will have to interact with strangers, which I had no problems with playing World of Warcraft Classic in the past. I mean, I played with strangers. It started with me playing with my old friends when we bought World of Warcraft, and then they leveled up and I fell behind, so I played with a lot of people from America and other European countries, and we wrote in English. I didn't use a microphone back then. I chatted with the other players in English. Okay, so we could play with other players. When we play with these up to level 20, my goal was to have my own characters in one single team. And of course I do attractive female characters. Like in Skyrim, for example, I used a mod to make my own characters as team members, and I'd spent over 4 hours creating all the characters, and then there were a bug that whenever you loaded a save, all of them turned black and were buggy. And so when I saw we could do the same thing here without any bugs and stuff, I created these characters. I had one character created long ago. I didn't want to delete one of my old characters, but the others got deleted because I wanted to remake them, make them more, what should I say, up to my current taste. The older characters were also female, but they were not. I believe one of the characters looked like my sister, I believe, and then there were 2 others that I didn't really like. One of them looked similar to this one, but worse. Okay, so I had to remake them. This one was the only one that looked decent. If I made this one today, I would probably give her blonde hair, probably. But otherwise, she would look the same. Okay. But anyway, let's jump into the game. I haven't played this game since they updated. Actually, it updated to Reforged this morning. I started the computer today and it updated, so I have never played the Reforged version. Yeah, the world looks better. It looked more outdated earlier. Forgotten how you play this game. There should be other players running around in the cities. Alright. I believe the character looked similar. It's very slight difference where the textures are slightly sharper. I believe it's a bigger difference when it comes to the buildings and the grass and such. I think that stuff looks more sharp now. I believe it looked slightly less sharp in the past. I think these guys are other players. Could be wrong, but I think they are. Okay. But yeah, when we leave cities like this, then we won't be able to follow them unless we are in a team or guild with them. So like you have these shared cities where people gather and write to each other, speak to each other, and join guilds, and then you enter areas where only your little group will follow. You can play this game like World of Warcraft, running around like this, which is how I prefer to play it, because it's like an MMO type of game. But you can also play this game like Diablo 3 or Diablo 2, outzoomed. Now I'm controlling with the mouse. So you can play it like a Diablo game too. I love Diablo 2. but I own Diablo 1 and 3 as well, but I never really liked Diablo 3, and Diablo 1 was a bit too outdated. I would have loved it if I played it first, but I played Diablo 2 first, and then it was just outdated in comparison. So I never played much of it. Diablo 2 I played a lot, for many years. So you can play like a Baldur's Gate game, like this, with the mouse or with the keyboard, and like a Diablo game, you click like this, or you can control them with the mouse too. I mean the keyboard, and then you can play it like a World of Warcraft style game as well. Here you zoom in more, which is how I would play it. But I know most people would probably play it like a Diablo game. I just click around like this. That feels wrong for an MMORPG. It would feel right if it was Diablo or something. Okay. The armors look much better now. Like they shine and look more HD. The character would have looked more updated before the Reforged update. It would have had the same armor, but it wouldn't have been as nice looking. Like worse resolution. It's more visible on armors like that. This is like a ranger, but a blonde one. I believe there are different versions of blonde. Yeah, I picked the red one because I was into red hairs back as a teen. And it felt right for a ranger. Like a wood elf or something. Similar to it anyway. Anyway, red hair is pretty good as well. I would have picked blonde today, but picked red hair back in what? 2005, 2006, 2007. I don't remember when I bought the game. I know that my friend played a game around that time. I believe it was either 2005 or 2006. Yeah. And I tried it, but because it was focused on player versus player, I didn't really like it. But I didn't really know about Nightfall, the expansion where you can use your own characters as party members instead of player characters. The game also has a story, which I didn't believe it had back then. I thought it was just about fighting others, which would have been boring. As I'm not very good at player versus player stuff. Right, inventory. So we have all these slots. These are the slots for the other characters. You can have 7 additional party members. And we have these stuff here. You can double click on it to get a visible little pet. I believe these were given to us as presents every year since 2015. They started giving out gifts to already created characters in the game. But they started with that in 2015, 10 years ago. So we got nothing before 2015, I believe. Alright, but they are used for visual. To show other players. Might be rare, so it gives you a bit of status in the game, maybe. They do nothing but, look cool to other players. They do not help in battle or anything. They are not of any use, really, except that you can boost about having them. Okay, so I also got a few items. They already have the good items from Barbara Ranger, I believe. Yeah, everlasting Yora tunic, used to transform yourself into Yora. It's unlimited uses. we use this, we turn into the blonde girl from the Eye of the North cover. Can literally play as her, but she will turn back into Eve whenever we leave an area. She is not normal size. So we got this as well for owning the game for a long time, and none of my other characters have this stuff because they were created in February. I had 3 other characters that were created long ago. They would have had new stuff as well. They would have gotten the same pets probably, but I don't know if they would have gotten a different transformation or the same. It's a shame that I deleted them, but I didn't know that they had gotten gifts. You know, I deleted them first thing I did, and then I found out that this one had a lot of new stuff because it was old, and then I realized the others probably had new stuff too. But I don't know if they would have had the exact same stuff or different stuff. So yeah, I don't know how many have this one. Shows that my character is really old, a veteran, but I never really played the game, and as such she's only level 6. She was level 1 in February, so I really did just start the game, tried killing 1 or 2 enemies and exited because I were too busy playing World of Warcraft, I believe. Well, the character is old, she hadn't really been played. She still got gifts like an old character, so that's why she has some stuff that only veteran players have, despite being a complete noob, because she has existed in the character creation for years. Okay, never really was in the game. Never was played. It's a shame that she is this big. I would have preferred if she had normal size, so that it would be easier to use. I mean, I tried playing a bit with her when she had this transformation, and it's more annoying to play with a giant than to play with normal sized character. This one is used for show, I believe. We also got a pet, I believe. We have an imp that actually helps in battle. Summoning stone, we cannot use it in towns, I see. We can summon our pet, probably. Yeah, she's pretty huge and good looking, but a bit too big to be fun using. Still nice running around in the town and looking down on all the other players. But even though we are probably lower level than all of them, but we are older, we get to have this huge transformation. Don't know how many have it. Probably everyone that is on the game for a long time, but I don't know if others can get it. There are people speaking right there. Alright. Makes us look very different from the others, since they have the normal classes. I believe the text is much bigger now. It's easier to read, otherwise it would have been really small. Okay. About formation. Here's the menu. I tried clicking on escape and nothing happened. Usually you bring it up on escape in other games. Let's see, enable dragging start menu icons. Yes. Show phone names in mission or player names in towns and outposts. Yes. Show ally, NPC and item names. Yes. Show item rarity border. Yes. Show collapsed inventory bag view. Sure. Show chat timestamps. Yes. Whispers from friends, teammates and trade partners only. No. Show concise skill descriptions. Fade distant name tags of the target NPCs, items and interactive objects, and there's no chosen target. Yes. Target foes and there's no chosen target. Yes. Show text in still in skill. Clothes default icons. Yeah, do not show skill tips and effect monitors. Do not show skill tips on skill bars. We will allow it. Do not close windows when I press escape. Double click to that will be no. Always show nearby names in play versus player. Double click to attack / interact. Now the double tap forward to run. Now invert mouse control of camera, disable mouse walking. Lock compass rotation graphics. Have high already. Enhance draw distance. I don't know what it does, but we will use it. Frame limiter, none. Interface size, really large. That is a bit too much. Extra large. We'll try really large just to see what happens. That is a bit too much. Extra large. So this is good for reading, I believe, but we really don't need it to be, and it's good for the minimap too. Also play it in first person, like this. As we are this huge female, we see everyone from above. Pretty good, cool view, but I don't like playing in first person, unless it's a shooter. She's huge compared to others, like a true giant of the north. Didn't know I would get the transformation for owning the game for a long time. Okay, this is good that you can see everything, but I don't know if I want that. I think large is good enough. Or maybe larger. Maybe larger. Now we can see their names and such when they write. We have Team Guild Trade Alliance visible. Alright. It's possible to dance like in any MMORPG except maybe Warhammer Online, where they disabled the dancing. It didn't fit the war theme of the game. People wouldn't dance in a war. It was a shame because they had those good looking dark elves and elves. She dances similarly to, I believe, the night elves of World of Warcraft. They do some of the same moves. Alright. If I use this, they see that it's a real old character, but if I disable it, I can't disable it here. Okay. I need to leave the area. Yeah, my pet is summoned automatically outside of the area. So a ranger, they can capture certain beasts, like a hunter in World of Warcraft. For example, panthers, bears, tigers. We got this one. I believe I had a different one first, and I got this one. We can send the others to some location. I don't remember which location. So this faction has a pet. I always liked characters in World of Warcraft that had companions, like warlocks having demons or hunters having pets. And before that in Diablo 2 I liked druids and necromancers that had that, but I never really played much with that in World of Warcraft. I played a bit, I believe I had a warlock at level 42 and a hunter at level 29 or 30 or something, so I had some good stuff, but none of my best characters were such characters. In Diablo 2, on the other hand, I had a druid that was level 30, my best. I only played normal difficulty. I never played Nightmare or Hell because I thought it was boring to play the same thing over and over again. So I played 30 levels until I was done with normal difficulty, and then I started another character and played for 30 levels. So I essentially played many characters on normal difficulty. I never played Nightmare or Hell, but I did play a lot of Nightmare and Hell with cheated characters and modded characters and such, where I didn't need to play the game to get to those levels, and instead I just started at high level, could enter Hell or Nightmare immediately. I believe it normally is easy difficulty or medium difficulty, and I would say normal is easy and Nightmare is medium and Hell is hard. Yeah. But easy is kinda normal, medium. Yeah. So maybe Nightmare is hard and then Hell is super hard, maybe. Yeah, I didn't bother to play things over and over again. Would have been better if they had added completely new content for the Nightmare and Hell difficulties. But in this game you have different campaigns, 3 different ones, so you don't need to play the same thing over and over again with every character. If you play it like this, it's essentially, you can also just drag the mouse like in Diablo. This can be played like a Diablo game, but online. The graphics are more suited for display. See, if it's played like Diablo, it looks really good. Then I have no problem with the graphics, but if I play it like World of Warcraft, then I do think that the terrains and stuff look old compared to World of Warcraft Classic. It still looks good for a game from 2005, but World of Warcraft was from 2004, so it still looks dated. And if you play it like Diablo, then all of a sudden it looks really good. And we have a menu like in Diablo 2. This potions or something. We have full inventory, yeah. This is the max zoom out. Could be fun playing it like Diablo. I always prefer playing Diablo slightly zoomed in. This is max zoom out. This is probably Diablo 2. Zoom out. Maybe this is Diablo 2. Or this. I think this is more correct. This might be too much. So this character is pretty good in this area at least. Yeah, we could play it like Diablo, then it becomes actually really beautiful, especially if we play like this or this. I should use the Diablo game then. But online. Playing like the Amazon, Diablo 2. Or we can play it like World of Warcraft. Here it looks a bit more dated, because it's an old game. 20-year-old game. I believe December 3rd was the 20th anniversary of the game. That's why they released an update. It's 20 years old. And I bought it back then, but I didn't really play it, so it still feels like a new game to me. Just looks a bit dated, but if you play like this, it looks better than most games that play like this. So that's why it doesn't look too old. So I can see why people prefer playing it like this. So you can't have the weapons drawn in the city. I think any chainmail armors etc. look better now. They have a different shrine that they didn't have before. This character looks a bit like my old, my warrior. Let's see the face. That is a good face for the character. I don't know if I have the exact same face. Might want to remake my Mesmer character. I liked it, but at the same time, yeah, maybe she could use a different hairstyle and different face. Levi, and I made it. There were a few options. Maybe I should have picked one of the others. Who knows? Level is this? Elite Treasure Hunter. Legend Aldo. Oh, what is that? Royce Reforged. RV. What and Royce Reforged? Must have some kind of item that makes him this creature. They are about the same size. I'm even a bit taller than the creature. Alright. So we have all of these people writing here. Maybe we could use a slightly bigger interface. Extra large. So we can actually read, but then the chat takes up a lot of space. Now it's easy to speak, to read. We have played for 1 hour already. Okay, mostly spoken. Do this. And the minimap is big. Information. Don't need to invite anyone. The problem with this game is I don't know where to start really to get going. And if we want to play with others or alone. Minifire Spirits team has won a battle with the Hall of Heroes. I like being able to see the details of other characters, so that's good. Yeah, it looks a bit dated. I played like this character. Who would do that? So this is the only character out of my characters that have this transformation. She's unique, that's why I picked her as the first one. She's the oldest one. Makes sense to play the game with the oldest character first. Alright. And players started dancing. I decided to join in. Alright. The difference between these smaller pets that follow you around and the ones that the hunter can summon or capture in the game or that the ones that the hunter can capture, they actually help in battle, so they are not worthless. So that wolf or panther, I believe, that I had, is not worthless like the smaller ones. It will actually help you in battle, so it's worth having, unlike the others. The others I used to brag about having rare pets to other players, but are not really worth anything in the gameplay. The bigger ones, they are actually worth something in battle, but only certain classes can have them. Everyone can have the smaller ones. They are rare, that's why you get them only if you have won the game for a long time, or if you finish difficult missions in the game. Unless this character is more than 10 years old, she's gotten a lot of stuff the last 10 years at least. The game is 20 years old. I don't believe the character is 20 years old, but maybe 19 years old. It was either 2005 or 2006 when I bought the game. So, and I created a character when I bought it and played it once, probably. So yeah, might be 19 years old. Looks like a noob at level 6. Alright. Alright. Back to menu, options, interface. We can change the interface. This monitor. Can have it there. We are in the English district. Why are we in the English district? I hear that the American one is more populated. Let's exit this. Europe English. More options. America. English. District. Let's travel to the American. I read that there are more players there. There was an unofficial rule that you should play on the American district. The most players. But the English one weren't entirely empty now. I believe in February it would have been empty. It was essentially no player at all in the English district. But you can still see that the American one has way more players. There are way more names all over the place. So this is American district. America, but we have here district 2. Yeah, we want to go to the active one. Your part is already in the active district. Okay, this is the active one. So yeah, there are players in the European districts now of servers, but in February there were no one there. So I thought the game was pretty much dead and you needed AI companions, as it looked abandoned. But I read recently or watched a YouTube video where they said that there was an unofficial rule to play in the American server because it's the only one that was populated. But since the Reforged update on December 3rd, I believe that some players have returned and there are new players in all the servers. So that's why there are players in the European district too, but we can still see that there are even more numbers here in the American server. We'll play on the American server for sure. Despite being in Sweden in Europe. Okay. Level are they? 3, Elementalist level 10, Necromancer level 7. What? A cool look. A Necromancer. I like it. Looks, she looked that too bad. I was gonna look at the helmet and stuff. Here's another one. Really good looking. Necromancer level 10. Cassandra Hayden. That looks cool. Like a mix of a succubus demon and the Necromancer. Alright, we'll have to use this. Halfstaden will look way bigger. We still are on level 6. Okay, we can do certain commands. Let's see. We'll try dancing here. Oh, I don't know what is happening. There's a friend list there. How it worked. I think this is a good size of the UI, but the text is a little bit small because I need to move even further back, really. I think maybe we need it to be slightly bigger. Options, and large is not enough. Extra larger might be. Let's see. Large, small, and we can't even see anything. Normal, large. Here I can read, but it's not very good. I think larger is the good one. Alright. I can read the text now, but it's still small. Someone invited me and remove it. This is the world map. We have already been over here at the catacombs and done some stuff. We've checked a lot of areas. Yeah, I think we need the text to be slightly bigger. extra large was a little bit too big, but I have no choice. You also need to change the UI, the interface. Interface. Don't even remember where I clicked to change the graphics, sound, control, interface. Must be interface. Gamepad. Actually, let's store this to large for now, so I know where to click. Ah, this one. Interface allows us to move stuff. Damage monitor. Right, this will be good, and then we go to graphics, extra large. Now we can read perfectly. Don't know what that was, but it wasn't connected to the game, I think. Alright, so if you want to read chats, this interface is good, but it's not good when playing. If you play like this, it doesn't really matter to you. Let's check the options again. The interface. Okay. Graphics. Maybe we'll go for larger. Text is smaller, but it's fine. Warrior level 9. Reach Snowblade. You also get updates when they level up. Okay. Oh, so this is like the party screen. I have it over here, to be honest. Some kind of gnome. What is that? Kind of follower, probably. Yeah. That's a blonde ranger. Yeah, ranger too. Yeah, I would have made my ranger look like this one if it was made today. But the problem is to make a new one, I would need to delete this one and then I lose all the stuff I got for having the character forever. I could also delete one of the others and make another ranger, but that would be a wasted slot. It's better to have unique classes, I think. But yeah, I would have probably made her look similar to that one if she had been made today, instead of the red hair. I don't want to sacrifice this form and other stuff. Alright. Alright. Maybe we should play it like this. Is it legal to get LDOA, then get just leave pre-searing? Okay, level 7 character. have to leave. Just need to speak to merchants. I can free up space in the inventory. Sell. Cannot sell everything to one character. Sell the wound. Wolf's favor. Can't sell that stuff, I think. Not to this guy anyway. Long sword of shelter. Sell that too. Tiger's roar. Okay, you do not want to sell everything. Here we have more stuff. Okay. Cold field. Sell it down. Maybe not. Health is about 50%. That's a good one, but we'll sell it anyway. Free up space. Keep items. Backpack. Ah, these are my equipped items. No, I sold my equipped items then. I sold the shield that I equipped me. Okay. Ranger mask. Alright. Let's maybe we should play a character that is level 1 to get the feeling of the game. So log out. Character selection, thank you. Okay.